Here's another poll out of Michigan, out of your home state, just came out from Emerson, came out Friday. Trump v. Biden, Trump +2 in Michigan against Biden. Emerson, a poll that's pretty well respected, a poll that leans a little bit left, and they say that Trump would win Michigan if the election were today.
Yeah, because we've had a little bit of that same type of behavior here in Michigan. Our attorney general has indicted the 14 phony electors. I think some of them got 7 or 8 indictments coming at them. And all they did was, sign their name to a piece of paper and present it to the Michigan legislature and say, if you determine that Donald Trump is the winner of the election in Michigan, these are the Donald Trump electors. For that, they have now been indicted. She indicted the attorney general candidate that ran against her in the last election. I mean, I think what we're really, and people are starting to see, that there's really a chilling effect on political speech here. We saw it with all the censorship leading up to the election, which we didn't find out until after the election.
Well, and now there's a move afoot to make sure that Donald Trump can't talk about any of the legal cases against him. They're going to try to silence him on the campaign trail about all the attacks that the news media doesn't talk about by and large anyway, only to make him look bad. They don't talk about the Biden scandals and everything. Let me ask you this, though, because a name came up over the weekend that's not in the race, and I don't think is going to get in the race unless Donald Trump, for some reason, exited the race. And so my question then becomes, if Donald Trump leaves the race for any reason, I don't think he's going to, but let's just say that he does, who is the person that comes up and is able to take the mantle of the GOP to November of 2024? And I say this because polling out of Virginia showed that the governor there, Glenn Youngkin, is the only guy that can win Virginia. Virginia hasn't been won by a Republican in years. He has a 7-point lead over Joe Biden in Virginia. All the other numbers show Joe Biden beating Donald Trump, beating DeSantis, but Youngkin, an interesting guy who, first-time politician, became governor of Virginia, has done quite well by all measures. Is he a kind of guy that if the Republicans realize that Trump is no longer in the field, and he's somebody who has not alienated the Trump faithful by going in and trying to challenge Trump now? I mean, I think that there's an opening potentially. I don't know what happens. What are your thoughts?
There's always that talk, I think, every election cycle about the candidate that's going to come into the field who's not in the field right now. And you always find out it's very, very difficult to get in late because you haven't been tested. I'm going across the states of Iowa and New Hampshire. These candidates are all over the place. They're making their relationships and those kinds of things. But what I do sense is Republicans overwhelmingly, the most important criteria that they have, it's not policy, is who can win. They have a desire to win. They believe that this may be the last chance to save America. And if none of these candidates, if Trump stumbles for some reason, if any of these other, none of these other candidates are gaining momentum, this may be the cycle where somebody like Youngkin can come in late, snatch the prize, and get the nomination and be our candidate in November. It's possible. It's a strange
possible. Right now, my money's on Donald Trump going to the general election. I mean, that's the way it looks. Just looking at the Real Clear Politics average, 30, 40 points. I mean, it's not even close. DeSantis in second place in the poll that I just glanced at with 13%. I mean, you're not going to move the needle. The DeSantis campaign, anticipated, and then it just kind of fizzled and didn't go anywhere. I'll give you the last word, Pete.
Not going anywhere. Rebooting. People are critical of the reboot. Not a good sign for DeSantis. Right now, I absolutely agree with you. It looks like Donald Trump will be the nominee.
Yeah, absolutely. He's the one to beat, and that's why they're so scared of him.